Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome to yet another exciting episode of the biggest podcast in the city of Port Harcourt, right here in River State, Nigeria. And as we do it here, I'm just going to go straight into introducing you to our headline and associate sponsors. But before then, I just want to say a big, big thank you to every one of you who wait for us to upload an exciting new episode every Wednesday, 5 p.m. West African time. Thank you so, so much for your support. And without further ado, I'm just going to go into introducing you to our headline sponsors, who at the top of the list is Belema Oil Producing Limited. There's a lot of oil companies who come onto our Niger Delta territory and take our oil for free, and they don't even pay attention to their corporate social responsibilities. But on this podcast, Belema Oil Producing Limited is our favorite sponsors, because not only do they support us, they also pay attention to the Niger Delta youths and empower them, and also, pay attention to, everything. And up next on that list is MLJ Marine Oil and Gas. They're also another oil company who are dedicated to empowering Niger Delta youths and paying attention to the host communities as well. We want to say a big, big thank you to them for all their support. And right on to our associate sponsors, who at the top of the list is Turkey Pasta. I'd like to encourage every one of us in university to take at least one day out of the week to order something delicious from Turkey Pasta. They have a wide variety of options, and you can order from the number displayed on the screen. And on that list, next on that list, we have classic cream bread. For all our breakfast lovers, you can easily walk up to any of your local stores and, just ask for the bread. They'll give it to you. Very tasty, very nutritious. Thank you so, so much. And today, we're going to be talking about the Ijaw struggle. And, we have some people, as usual, some familiar faces. And the first person is...
Shout out to Honorable Pokemon. I'm not honorable.
Not yet.
No, not yet. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Pokemon in the house.
Okay, and another person we
Hello,
have.
guys. Mantos.
Sorry?
Mantos.
Okay. Today we're going to be talking about the Ijaw struggle, and we have a very important personality here to help us with that discussion. We have Comrade Prince Datolu Sokubo. Did I get the pronunciation?
You're welcome, sir.
You're welcome, sir. How are you doing, sir?
I'm fine.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to ask, ever since you've been elected as the chairman of the IYC Eastern Region, how have things been for you? How do you go about your day?
Thank you very much for this privilege to be here.
Thank you so much for being here.
Leadership comes with enormous tasks, and especially when the unimaginable emerge in the process, it gives you an additional assignment to work on. I will say it has not been easy, but by divine orchestration, we have scaled through the first hurdles of leadership. We have been able to turn around at least almost all the IYC Eastern Zone 21 clans to ensure that we have a peaceful process of enthroning the clan leadership. It hasn't been easy, and in trying to achieve that, you must ensure that stakeholders have that synergy in order to give the best, because the circumstances of our emergence became a great concern, and it is a memory that will last long if you don't carefully follow the process strategically to help change the narrative of the Ijaw activities in Eastern Zone. So in an holistic view, it hasn't been easy, but we have overcome that stage of tension in the zone.
All right. So sorry, Zara. Let me come in here now. What I want to know, or what I will be talking about, is particularly for the IYC stand zone. When we hear IYC as River Suit, when we hear the name generally IYC, a lot of us does not have the particular word for it, or the particular definition, or the particular meaning. What does it stand for? What's their role, like their number one role? Of
IYC, the
especially
acronym is Ijoid Council,
okay.
and according to the core values of the Kayama Declaration, 1, resource control by all means; 2, and the emancipation of the marginalized Niger Delta people. Before you advance to the Niger Delta, first is the Ijos, who are the integral part of the Niger Delta. So the marginalization of the Ijos gave birth to IYC as a defense mechanism to stand at the forefront to fight for the rights of the Ijos and the Niger Delta at large.
Okay, so who are the particular sponsors of this IYC?
IYC does not have any sponsor. It's a non-profit making organization. But over time, the struggle has bettered a lot of parastatals that have gradually sponsoring the activities of IYC. That is, if they are approached. If they are approached for sponsorship, they support. And we also have our critical stakeholders who are the backbone of the IYC struggle.
Okay, so see, I'm very particular about your leadership because you recently emerged the chairman of the Eastern Zone, right? I'm very, very particular. What's the plan you've rolled out? I want to talk about your plan first, and then let's look at how far the achievement has been, right? So let's talk about your plans first for the clan.
It's not just my plans, it's our plans. Our plans is to rebirth IYC in Eastern Zone. Over time, IYC leadership has been back and front, not acting according to the core values of IYC. You see, due to the unnecessary dissident characters that have been allowed to be in leadership of IYC, the IYC no longer have bearing or give the IYC the needed face, the image it's supposed to be. But our leadership is trying our best to take back the IYC the way it's supposed to be. Ordinarily, when IYC was giving birth to, it's a family arrangement. Stakeholders sit and give birth to leadership. But over time, it becomes like a secular politics where youths pick up interest without considering that IYC's first is a family affair. It's a brotherly affair. It's not like a secular politics that you just pick from to contest election without considering that you came from somewhere. At any point in time, you could be called and leave it because it's a family affair. So over time, this process have been wiped off because of overbearing interests. So as leadership, our first milestone achievement is to ensure that the IYC go back to where it actually belongs. That is why, if you observe, for the past 2 months, the zonal leadership has been toying around all the clans to ensure that there is cohesion, there is synergy among the leaders, so that they can sit and give the leadership that is required from the clan, not allowing the young generation to go pick forms and begin to campaign, spend money unnecessarily. No, that's not how IYC is.
Sorry, before I'm sure Mantas has something to do, but please, before you move further, I'd want to ask, please, right here we're in River State, Port Harcourt, the capital of River State. Politics is something else. Believe me, we all know politics is something else. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, and most times it's outrageous, right? Negatively, right? I'd want to know how does the IYC family as a family, come together to making sure that these political activities, because over the maybe like a year plus, River State is something else currently. Now, so how do we believe that yes, this particular struggle is here to making sure that there is peace in the land and there is unity in the land? Because politically, River State, we are not united.
Exactly what we did. Because we didn't want this unnecessary political influence, we had to take the IYC back to its original aphorism, to the stakeholders to sit down. Fine, there is a clan electoral committee that is actually formed to conduct election. They might claim they are independent from the clans, but you cannot be anything if you are not from any clan. So the clan have leadership. So we had to take back the IYC to its aphorism. How?
As a person, sir,
Yes.
as Comrade Prince Datolu Sokubo, who is your leader? Who is your godfather? Because practically everybody has
I don't have any
godfather.
political godfather. I don't have any business to do with any political godfather.
Who is your mentor?
Do we need to ask who is my mentor?
Yes, we need to know. Because
Personally,
I have a mentor.
okay.
He's a brother and a person of engineer there in Jackrish.
Okay.
If I want to advance to tell you that I have a leader, the leader I have is Alhaji Mudaij Asari Dokubo.
So practically,
He's a father to me.
he is your godfather.
If you want to call him a godfather, he's the best godfather to have in life.
Why do you, amongst every other leaders, why do you have to choose Alhaji Mujahid Dokuba?
Liberal to a fault. When I mean a leader is liberal to a fault, is liberal to a fault. So such a leader is a leader to reckon or identify with at all time.
Okay.
that's nice. Well, sir, actually, from the way you speak, you sound very, very experienced in politics and leadership role. I wanted like
IYC, not secular politics.
Okay, not
IYC
secular
leadership.
politics.
Yes.
Alright, sir, what
Limited to that aspect.
sorry, sir. What birthed the drive, your passion to go for this position?
Is it what?
What birthed the drive?
Bettered my drive.
Yes,
What
the
bettered
passion.
my drive is first, I am from Calabari.
Okay, sir.
The Calabari I'm from Kola, to be specific, and IYC has gradually fizzled away. And considering the boundary issues we had, when IYC was given birth to, IYC was in charge of territorial guard to protect the territories, all our boundaries. But because that tradition, that culture have been misplaced, we no longer have that formidable force across our communities to protect our communities, to defend the communities from any external forces. So as a Kola man in Calabari, we have had challenges of boundary issues with our brother states, Bayelsa. So these issues over time has becoming unbearable. It has given room to pirates to penetrate through Kola, to even to extend to the Calabari axis. Most pirate activities that happen within this Calabari area, they are not called Calabari people. If you discover, you know that they are a job, they are come from a very far distance to do it and drive back to their places. So the crisis from Kola and the entire boundary scenario gave me that passion to say, no, let me look for a platform to correct certain things. And if you advance from Kola, the IYC that we used to know, that was institutionalized by our fathers, our founding fathers, is no longer the IYC in these eastern flanks of Ijaw nation. So there is need for this urgent reintegration of IYC core values into the Ijaw youth so that they will know that IYC stands for this, not allowing unnecessary influence to come and influence you and you change your allegiance from Ijaw to any other thing. If you are IYC, you are IYC. If you are an IYC leader, you serve the Ijaw nation. You don't serve any individual. You don't serve any politician outside the Ijaw. So this issue has over time become an integrity issue to the IYC. The IYC no longer is seen like an integrity group that stands for the right thing. So it's a passion.
All right. So,
to change
please,
the narrative.
Datolu, please, as a leader, IYC Eastern Zone Chairman, you've talked about the synergy you are trying to create amongst the 27, am I correct? 21 clan houses, right? Now, what's that one thing you've achieved? Because you said, first of all, you said you needed to correct the boundaries, you need to correct that. Now, as the Eastern Zone chairman, what's that one thing apart from these other moving around to 21? What's that
We
thing?
didn't just move around to 21 clans.
Okay.
After the Eastern Zone election, clans election are supposed to rule out. If we are not properly strategically managed, you would have had another crisis outside the Eastern Zone elections. Because the interest does not just end at the Eastern Zone, it trickles down to the clan. Because it's a structure everybody is looking for. IYC structure is an hot cake. Most politicians that don't have bearing suddenly have interests for. So we had to cut them off and take back the IYC to our communities, where the process became the process that it's supposed to be. There was no form of crisis all through the IYC clan election. So it has rendered our community peaceful.
Okay.
Ordinarily, you would have had news at IYC clan election, there is fight, there is struggle. You would have seen posters everywhere after the Eastern Zone election. But nobody observed any poster.
God forbid, that's not what
That's what I'm saying. Poster of candidates, not death. After the IYC Eastern Zone election, you would have also seen posters, flyers on social media, people contesting clan election, but none of that. None of that.
Okay.
So that is a milestone achievement, because if you don't have peace, you don't have unity among yourself, you cannot advance or to achieve anything.
Alright, sir. Please, do you mind if I ask?
Yes.
Alright, sir. Why do you think you're the best person for this job?
I am not the best.
Okay.
I can't claim to be the best.
Right.
I was just being favored. I don't know why.
Were you
The
prepared?
clans
Were you
that made up
prepared?
Kalabari.
Were you prepared?
I was prepared any time to assume leadership. I contested for IYC president 2020.
They were aware
Okay.
about that.
So if I'm called upon to come and serve the zone is just 4 states. IYC president cut across Central Zone, Western Zone, Abuja and Lagos and other areas. So leadership calls at all time, whether I'm sleeping or not, as far as it's your leaders, whenever I'm called upon, I will render services to
So during your elections, I'm sure you had other members that were also elected too.
elected, yes.
Okay, so among them, if you weren't elected, who do you think would be a better person for this position?
Among them, those are contested or what?
Yes, those are the contestants.
Leadership is divine. I cannot say any of us are the best, because we still have others that would have contested. But if you are found, is God. If you are found to serve, is God. Just maybe at this time, I was chosen. I was seen as the best. Not that I'm claiming that I'm better than everybody, no.
You're very humble.
Okay.
That's nice.
Would you say that the IYC Eastern region is really accomplishing what it's supposed to accomplish?
Currently,
Currently.
we are accomplishing what we are supposed to accomplish, because we have restored peace across our clans.
So let's talk about, me, I'm somehow particular about, host communities, oil companies, what's the plan of the Eastern Zone? Because I would say there's a latest development right now in town. We have NNPC, we have a lot of things that are happening. So what's the IYC's plan?
First, our plans after this our first milestone achievement of ensuring that there is peace after the election.
I guess that's been achieved.
We had
That has been achieved already.
it has been
Yeah,
achieved.
exactly.
Yes. We have initially our plans to first of all tour around the clans for proper sensitization of the youths and stakeholders to have that change of mindset. The Eastern Zone flank of feature where we found ourselves is an heterogeneous environment. We have multi-languages, multi-tribes. So it is very, very difficult to pull out an Ijaw man that over time has been aligned to any other tribe in politics and everything. But the truth is, you came from somewhere, we all came from somewhere. your first priority is stand for yourself. If you don't stand for yourself, nobody will stand for you. The person you think you are standing for will definitely one day choose his own over you. So our first point of call is to go around, properly sensitize and reintegrate the jaws on the core values of a job. If we have that at hand, gradually we begin to have change of mindsets. I believe we'll achieve the unimaginable. So that is our first point of call. If we don't achieve that and we say we want to do any other thing, sorry, it will not go well because there is hunger in the land.
All right, so
Don't expect.
Datolu, please. I would. This my next question or my next discussion. I would likely want to refer it to politics and nature of leadership worldwide, right? Basically, in the past, we see leaders, we see government officials coming into office because you're new. Obviously, your people, you and your people, the Eastern Zone people, your fellow leaders, you have leaders, you have other people backing up the seat with you, right? Now, over time, people change. They are good now. This is first month, second month, third month. They are good. Before they leave office, they change. They spoil the whole thing and all of that. Now, how sure are you that there will be no such arrangement in your cabinet?
It's not easy to manage people. You only pray and act rightly. We are humans. We are not perfect. If you are referring to me, I will ensure that at all time I try to act rightly. Because if you beckon on playing double standard, you and your executives will fall apart. And not just you and them. They will be pinched against you. So the essence of leadership first. I am not just a leader without people that are putting heads together with me. My first call of priority is the leadership. The leadership not just me, it encompasses my entire executives. If I fail to have a synergy with my leadership, the executive, meaning I will fail the zone. If I fail the leadership, I will fail the zone. I will not achieve anything. I will be distracted. Though you might think that you're a tree, you can walk alone, but no. You can walk alone. So, what we pray for is God divine wisdom. I am Datolu. Before you bend me to do what is not right, maybe you have sent me to early grave.
That's quite bizarre.
Before you bend me to do what is not right, you have sent me to early grave. Then you can achieve your aim. That is my principle. What are you shaking your head?
Okay, so like you said, you have to act right. Leadership is a thing where if you're leading people, you act right, they follow suit.
Yes.
The reason you're acting right is so that they are watching, you have people watching you. So when you do something right, they're going to see it and they're going to, they will even feel uncomfortable doing another thing.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so is there anything you want to let us know?
On
any other business, on the IYC struggle, on the rivers?
If you talk about the IYC struggle, the struggle is on.
Yeah.
By the grace of God, we are taking the struggle to another level. If you talk about rivers, meaning you want us to digress to the contemporary political issues.
I'm talking about the synergy, the national, IYC national and the state,
The IYC national and state, the IYC national and state does not have a firm synergy.
Really?
Yes.
Why do you say so?
We don't have a firm synergy. We all have different ideologies in leadership.
But you just told us that
the Eastern Zone,
it's a one body.
Yes, it's a one. You first of all asked me about Eastern Zone. You didn't ask me about the national.
Okay.
The Eastern Zone, our mission now is to protect our own. For the national, they are serving themselves. They don't serve the nation outrightly. though their leadership.
Why do you say so? Do you
I say
have
so
proof?
because the body of the national have not said that they are serving a generation. Yes. If you are a leader, an IYC president, you are not supposed to serve a generation in isolation of some persons. You only see some persons as leaders. No. If you are not outright speaking for a job, meaning you are sectional. So we have two different ideologies.
All right, so we deeply understand that your concern is the Eastern Zone right now, but then as a leader, number one leader, when we talk about 001 IYC Eastern Zone, they are talking about Prince Datolu first before other of your executives, right? What's your plan to making sure that the national IYC national and the Eastern Zone clan is in synergy?
We will be in synergy if you align to the ideology of Eastern Zone.
If they align, what makes you think your own ideology is better than theirs?
My ideology is not better than theirs. They have their individual ideology. We have the job ideology in Eastern Zone now.
Okay.
The leadership we have in Eastern Zone now is a job ideology. If you are not aligned to a job ideology, then you have not aligned with Eastern Zone. We will do things that you will be uncomfortable. We'll just be doing our things. You cannot tell me that Governor Similaye Fobara, and a German that have just assumed position as a governor, there is all desperate attempt to take him off office. And as leaders, you will be comfortable seated at your house. So, as Eastern Zone, we won't wait for anybody to come and fight our fight. If you're not ready to fight the fight, then go. We'll fight our fight ourselves. We'll protect that mandate to the latter. That is a struggle. We know there are a lot of political influence of some Ijos who have dissident minds because they feel they are affiliated to political slave masters that have been slaving the state over the years. They feel the path they are towing is the right path. But as a leader of the zone, I will appeal to them to know that that path they are towing will one day tell them that they are not part of them. Yes. You cannot celebrate a leader who thinks of himself alone. A leader whose hard boast neglect your tribe, whose hard boast challenges your tribe. And you as an Ijoma, you'll be comfortable following such a leader. No, it's not acceptable. So we will appeal to them. Whatever they do, they should understand that they came from somewhere. The time will come, politics will select itself. Politics will separate who is who. Politics will separate where you are from. The politics of Rivers State very soon will select where you are, who you are, and where you're coming from. You cannot be a politician. You cannot be a political party member if you do not come from a ward. And where is your ward? Your ward is from your community. So if you are not playing politics to protect the interests of your community, then you are not playing politics. You are playing politics for yourself. That's why we only have self-made leaders who are not liberal enough to accommodate everybody, irrespective of political party differences. So IYC does not belong to any of these political groups. IYC is for a job. Anywhere a job man is, that is where IYC stands for. So if you are a job man, you say you are standing for Isoko man. If you are a job man, you are standing for Hausa man against your own job brother to your tent to Israel. So holistically, we are there. We are watching how the political trends unfold. And if they are not careful, the political narrative will change to a stage that tribes that are marginalized will revolt. For 24 years, not just the Ajos, other tribes in River State have been marginalized. So you cannot tell me that today another tribe is on the seat of governance and you still feel you are demigod to anybody that you want to remain. So no, it's not acceptable.
Seems actually it's a normal thing for disagreement on both parties. I want to ask you, during your election, do you have any disagreements, any rifts with any of your candidates whatsoever?
I am a peace-loving man. I don't go into campaign of colony. I'm contesting an election with you does not mean you are my enemy. I don't even need anything bad to say about you. I'll only sell myself to be what I want to be. Fine. Ordinarily, I would have emerged. I emerged as a consensus candidate from the whole Calabar clans. But due to unnecessary political allegiance and political influence, my brothers, whom willingly accepted the decision of Calabar clans, suddenly changed their mind because their political leaders called them not to do so. Yet I subjected myself to an electoral process. And by divine grace of God, it was a keenly contested one because it wasn't an election that you just go and sleep, because you were facing the political kalatawas and bourgeois against you. So we had to work with our strategy to ensure we win the election.
All right. So finally, we've heard your plans, we've heard your future plans, we've heard what you've been able to achieve so far. Haven't emerged the winner. This is Christmas, and then we believe every Christmas is time to celebrate. It's time to come together. What does the IYC Eastern Zone? What's the plan for the Christmas? Do we have any Christmas package for maybe, will I say, the host communities or those communities in the local territories? What's the plan?
Yes, it is a culture that every Yuletide season we appeal for Xmas gift to ensure that the IYC across the clans, no matter how small it is, they have. But we have been so busy due to the circumstances of the election that has kept us busy trying to calm down the situation and bring peace. We've not really had time to adventure into appeal on how we'll get all those things. But I'm sure.
Okay, no problem.
I'm sure that we'll have something for our people.
What are your steps concerning these boundary issues in most IYC communities?
First, we thank God that we have achieved the clan leadership the way it's supposed to be, silently. That is to say, we are set to annex all our boundaries, all our land that has been encroached by foreigners.
Foreigners?
Yes. For example, the IYC is cut across River State, Akwa Ibom State, Abia State. We have the Indokis in Abia. And then we have some Oron that split over the Cross River State. If you take a leap on the Akwa Ibom State, we are having boundary issues between the Eket and our Ebeno and Eastern Obolo brothers. The Eastern Obolo and the Ebeno are the Ijos in Akwa Ibom State. And also the Oron people are Ijos in Akwa Ibom State. But the previous administration, led by Odom Emmanuel, marginalized our people, took our lands, planting, coconut plantation. You planted the coconut on the land of Eastern Obolo,
Yes.
but you built the processing factory at Eket. You are aware now?
Yes, I'm
You're
getting
from-
a good.
Are you getting me? So these are over time caused crisis between the Eket and Istanbul. The same thing to the Ebeno. Just recently, the Eket people went and demolished some properties in one of our Ebeno communities, which very soon IYC will stamp their feet there to inform the Akwa Ibom State government to immediately mediate speedily, because I know recently Rivers State government constituted a boundary committee within inter-state boundary committee to resolve all those issues. I think the Akwa Ibom State government needs to set up such committee to resolve any interstate boundary issues, because a Ijaw nation will not allow the Eket people to continue to kill the Ijaw people in Eastern Obolo and Eket.
Okay. All right. So I'm also concerned about, this NNPC. Yeah, do you understand? So would you want to share more light on that?
See, over time, the NNPC issue has been a scam because of, they will say, at the month of December, we are coming up. At the end of the month of December, they will say they couldn't come. At the month of January, we are coming up. After January, they will say at the month of February, we are coming up. So, these inconsistent achievements and misinformation has been there till this current state. Even till now, people are still doubting if the refinery has actually come to limelight. But
yeah, it does.
From the pictures from the celebration, it seems that the refinery is back on track. But the message IYC Eastern Zone will pass to the NNPC is that the federal government has done everything possible to ensure that our brothers that are into artisanal refining of crude, have been misplaced without any alternative means to engage them. The rebirth of this NNPC refinery should be an avenue to engage these our brothers that have been engaged in illegal bunkering. They have sustained this state and the nation over time before the fight against illegal bunkering started. If that fight was not there, this fuel scarcity wouldn't have been the way it is, because the artisanal refinery also helped the economy of the nation. So at this point that they have done everything within their reach to ensure that they stop this illegal bunkering, I think they would have annexed their talents, engaged them, trained them with an advanced technology and expertise to engage them, to man the refinery. If they can produce locally, and if you train them, who told you that they cannot be the best to man the refinery with modern technology? And secondly, it is an avenue for a rebirth of economic activities that have gone down within the vicinity of the refinery and the Niger Delta at large. So, local content policy should be strictly applied. The people of the Niger Delta has the first right of refusal. If the NNPC and the federal government are not careful, the Joint Council might be forced to shut down the Port Harcourt refinery.
Shutting down, wouldn't that be too outrageous?
It's not outrageous, we shut it down. One, we had to come in. First of all, the governor should come in. While Amechi was the governor in Rivers State, unnecessary hike of petroleum products, Amechi go to filling station and shut down filling stations. Amechi disguised with bike and shut down filling stations. But for the past 8 years, the previous administration never cared about the interest of the people. They never bothered about the interest of the people. Unnecessary hike of petroleum products at every. In fact, the old stock is what they use. They hike the price of the old stock, while what they bought it with is lower. So the petroleum marketers and the entire IPMAN, all the petroleum team need to be cautioned. Because one, there is high rate of divert of petroleum products from the original petrol. If, for instance, they load 10 trucks, they will divert 7 trucks to outside and go and adulterate 3 trucks. That is why if you go around to 85% of filling stations in River State, you have adulterated products, and which is very, very hazardous to vehicles and bikes. And even at our homes, very, very hazardous. So we would appeal to the NNPC and the federal government to strategically implement local content. Because if the Ijaw youths, the Niger Delta youths, first, Ijaw youths, Eastern Zone, and the River State youths are not properly employed. Employment is of diverse. We have direct and indirect employment. We have contracts and every other opportunities that refinery will bring to the table. If we are marginalized, it will be another fight to reckon with. We shut it down.
I pray it doesn't come to that.
It will come to that stage. Do you know why it will come to that stage? It will come to that stage because the Niger Deltans cannot continue to be fools to the nation. Our oil is their oil, but their gold is not our own. Are you getting me? The gold mining they are illegal is strictly for themselves, their states. As not even accruable to the government, it's not even accountable. But they use every security arsenals to ensure they tame and contain illegal bunkering in Niger Delta. Indirectly also causing hazard. You said illegal bunkering is hazardous, destroying the environment. But a naval gunboat will see a locally loaded crude oil. Instead of you to arrest, transfer the crude, you shoot at it. And you shoot at it. What have you cost? You'll be seeing full boat of crude oil burning on the river, spilling everywhere. Are you helping the environment or you are contributing to the destruction of the ecosystem? So the people that directly face the hazard, the people that directly face the hardship as a result of this marginalization should be first considered in employment and in everything at that NNPC filling station. If not, we the Ijaw youths will shut them down. It will not take us planning. It will not take us 2 days to shut it down. You can't to shut it down. The people will hear it now. We'll just shut it down. If the right thing is not done.
No one's the right thing will be done. The right thing is done. So
no. It's not about the right thing will be done. You are saying the right thing will be done.
Do
you know the mindset of those people?
We believe that the right thing will be done.
The right thing, it is not possible for the right thing to be done because at the NNPC cadet, how many Ijaw men are there? How many Niger Delta person are there? That's the question you should ask. At LNG board, have you ever heard that any Ijaw man or Rivers man or anybody is there? So how will the right thing will be done when your people are not there to protect you? Even your people that are there to protect the region are marginalized. If you speak, they gang up with the deer in an attempt to remove you. So how would it be done? So at all times, they are expecting us to agitate instead of doing the right thing without facing agitation. So we appreciate the federal government for this speedy rehabilitation of the NNPC refinery. This is a Port Harcourt refinery. We appreciate them because it has shown that there is actually continuity in government. Because it is the previous administration that awarded the revamping of that Port Harcourt refinery. We appreciate them, the president, who is the Minister of Petroleum, for the speedy attention given to the Port Harcourt refinery. And they should also extend it to Warri. Yes, Warri refinery. Achieve that and also extend it to Kanjuda. But for now, Port Harcourt refinery alone, if it is properly managed, can gradually reduce the cost of living in the nation. If petroleum products are not diverted to other African countries, because marketers divert it to other African countries and make higher profit, while we, the locally produce, local people suffer it. If Nigeria can produce what they consume,
Yeah, I feel.
our economy will be stabilized.
Yeah.
All these unnecessary landing fee, importing of, how would you take crude out cheaply and importing PMS will be an adverse effect on the people? It's wrong. So if we begin to produce what we consume, the economy will gradually stabilize. So I think the Port Harcourt refinery is a solution to gradually ameliorate the suffering